lost the cup and you win it. The new European champions, the treble, the dream come true for you.
Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, by the hell.
Hello, guys. I was supposed to be doing an interview with someone called Phil Brown that has an interview, and he's a talk sport presenter. He was supposed to be having an interview with me. However, he's had to cancel. It's difficult for him to. He basically had to cancel. So this is just a scuffed stream. I'll probably do this till around 7 o'clock or something like that. Yeah, you are a moderator, kind. You've been a long time viewer. You've been a viewer since June. So yeah, hope everyone's all right though. Thank you for Niall. Thank you to Niall for tuning in. Make sure you go and check out Niall's channel. Also, I do apologise that there was an emergency cancel for the actual interview. It just could not be helped. I also want to let you guys know I am live at 4 p.m. tomorrow with someone called John. He's got his own YouTube channel as well. I think it's called The United Way. We'll be doing a Premier League game week review. And then I'm live on Friday at 7 p.m. with Mo Ibrahim. There will also be, let me just get the message up. I have got a message. I've got an announcement to make. So Let's Talk Premier League, which is Niall that I've featured on the channel before. Make sure you go and check him out. I've sort of stolen an idea from you, Niall. I did want to announce it with you in the stream. So with Kine, who's in the chat now, and Gavin Blake, who is very regularly in the chat, there will be a show called Red Devils Digest, where we just talk about United news. And I want there to be an atmosphere similar to how there is in the United show on Let's Talk Premier League, which I've featured on, which is like a good atmosphere, but also love-hate atmosphere where we're all disagreeing and things like that. These things happen. Yeah, they do just happen. It was difficult. It was always difficult to do it today, but we thought, let's try and do it today, just after the Fabrizio Romano interview, to sort of bring a few people more to the channel. And the Fabrizio Romano interview, it's done well. It's nearly on 3,000 views, and it's gained me around 80 subscribers thus far. So I'm looking forward to starting more things and having more people in the chat and things like that. I'm really looking forward to that. A bit like the name is decent. Thank you for that. I don't want to be cheeky here. If you could possibly make a thumbnail for me, it will be a permanent thumbnail for that show with Red Devils Digest and some United legends. So I can give you an example of obviously Cristiano Ronaldo, George Best, David Beckham, things like that. Players like that. I don't want to be cheeky there, though. I know you did say anytime, but excited for that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, to doing that show tomorrow, and then the show on Friday with Mo Ibrahim. He's been on before. Make sure you suggest more questions, by the way, so I can write them down. Ronaldo, Best, Scholes, Giggs, Rooney, Fellaini, and Keane. You'll also see Nightbot in the chat as well. I've set that up just to remind people of certain things. Follow me on Twitter, for example, YouTube subscriptions. So I'm starting to progress here now. Also, I've also got an announcement to make, and I want to thank Let's Talk Premier League, also Niall, for this. And watch-alongs will be starting soon. I did announce it on the community tab. Now, we'll never, and I mean this, I'm never going to do a United watch-along personally. I've just got my certain opinions on like when I'm watching the game, I like to watch it with my uncle, or watch it if my mum's there, for example, next to me. I would rather not watch it on YouTube if it's a United game. So I'm looking forward to doing the watch along. I'll keep that on for a few minutes. Just message me the details. So I'll remember. All right, I'll message. I'll drop you a message after this. And I probably will be like slowly replying again as I was the other night. I have started my job, by the way, guys. I'm gonna see if I can, because it's to do with sports, the actual job. So I'm gonna see if I can sort of promote it on the channel, but promote it on the channel in a way where there's maybe I have a T-shirt to do with it, or maybe I just promote the page to do with it. Are you in uni? I'm not in uni. No, I was in college up until November, and I wasn't happy. I've already done 1 year of college. I did media level 2, and I wasn't really happy in college this year. Well, up to November, so I just left, and I didn't just leave. There had to be steps taken for me to leave that sort of environment, and steps put in place and things put in place for me to leave. Especially with me, I have an EHCP, and if you don't know what that is, it's an educational healthcare plan for people with ADHD and things like that. So support's in place for them. So I'm not in uni. No, I've got a job. There's something called Kickstart, which is one of the only positives that this Conservative government, have put in place ever. And the Kickstart scheme is to help 16 to 24-year-olds get into employment. And I am the exact role that I'm doing is a national social media manager. Now, it sounds more fancy than it actually is. Right now, I'm just messaging around 30 to 50 people a day, trying to promote their business. I'm not going to say exactly what business it is yet. I've told a few people, but I'm not going to say yet. But I'm not in uni, no, to answer your question. Understandable. Nothing worse than being distracted. I can't remember what we were talking about. I don't mean to be rude there. I can't remember what we were talking about. Watch along for Madrid PSG. When is that on? Shall I check now? I don't want to keep looking down at my phone. Madrid versus PSG. 15th of February. When are United on? When are United on? Versus Atletico. Do you know what? I think I'm going to do that watch along. I think that might be, well, that's in a month's time. I'm going to, so I'll tell you, I've got a TV there. You know, I've got a TV there. I've spoke about that several times. But I want a TV where I'm pointing here, so it's right in front of me. So if I'm doing a watch along, I'm going to be looking there like that. So obviously I'll be speaking as well. Gigs past the Skulls, for example, whatever. And so I need to buy a TV. I get paid on Friday. I'm going to be looking for a TV, obviously. I'm probably my auntie. I think I've not seen my auntie. She normally comes on a Wednesday. She normally helps me look for things like this. She had COVID and twice within the past month, so I've not seen her in about 3 weeks. But when she comes, I might ask her. But I might also like look with my mum, for example, to see what's in my budget and things like that. And get sort of a TV for there, and I'll try. Well, not try. There will be just a big HDMI leading from where I'm pointing now to the TV, and it'll be on the wall. So it's not perfect, but it's kind of ideal, and that will be. I will do that watch along. Remind me of that. Remind me of that watch along. I'll tweet that now. Actually, watch along of Madrid versus. I'll put it in my draft. This is PSG. And I'll tweet it later on. Kine versus Nightbot, huge fight. The Nightbot, I'm calling out Jake Ball coming ratio. I know I had to delete that. Kine, you can't be doing that, man. You can't be doing that. If you're doing a watch along, I think you should get me on it. Yeah, why not? Yeah, for sure. Watch along of City's Premier League winner parade. Absolutely no chance, mate. Absolutely no chance. I don't even think I'll watch that ever, watch anything like that ever if it's City, Liverpool, Leeds. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, and Neil Paul. Do you have any United merchandise? Yeah, I've got the top on right now. I've I've got the green and gold scarf there. That thing is a Solskjaer commentary. The Solskjaer commentary, but it's via Pixel print design. That's a Bayern Munich badge from when I went to the Allianz Arena. I've got loads of merchandise, like loads in my wardrobe, and I used to get loads of scarves when I used to go when I was a lot younger. I don't know exactly where they are now. They're probably under my bed somewhere, something like that. But yeah, the one time thing, the ratio won't do it again. It was the one time. Well, I know you play sports, and it's. I'm not going to say the exact company name. It's a sports therapy sort of company, so they do sports therapy massages. So if you are interested, make sure you drop them a message or drop me a message. I think there's 3 to 4 admins on the page, on the Instagram page and the Facebook page. I'm not an admin on the Facebook page, but I'm an admin on the Instagram page. I knew I'd have to answer this. And I don't want to like sort of take advantage of a situation. I'm not going to do anything like that or go mad. It was obviously a horrible thing to do. It was very obviously a horrible. What he's done is horrible. It's up there, in my opinion, with the worst crimes. He got what he deserved. Just some form of justice was brought, but what justice can you really bring to the victim, in the sense of how can you really help her? It's a struggle. I don't want to sort of talk out of line here, but yeah, I've got my opinions on it. Obviously, in the sense of it was horrible, this, that, and the other. And he deserves to be in prison, things like that. But there's not much else I can say on it. I don't know the full ins and outs. I've only read what you guys have read. You know what I mean? So I would rather not to speak on it constantly, or just like for a long period of time, just for a minute or so there. What sports apart from football do you watch / play? I'm into golf to a relatively small extent. So the driving range, for example, at Trafford Centre, I used to go there when I was younger. Well, not when I was younger, up to a few years ago, up to before COVID. I've not been since after COVID. Oh, no, I think I went last year, actually. Once, I think I went last year in August. And then that was it. I'm not really into any other sports, I'm going to be honest with you. Not really. I'm more into watching what you would call, especially I'm not sure exactly where you're from, Nathan, but what you would call sort of crap telly. So you've got the Goggle Box, you've got the 24 Hours in A&E, you've got the Crown, things like that. I'm more into things like that rather than watching other sports other than football. So yeah, that's more my thing. Is there any fit birds? Well, there's no office. I'm working from home. Do you know what I mean? I think, well, there's not many of us that sort of work there. It's a new company. It's still trying to grow the company. I am 19 and I'm a big NFL. I'm 19 like you, and I am a big NFL fan. NFL. So I've mentioned this before on the channel. I assume you will know if you're a big NFL fan. The series on Netflix called Last Chance U. I loved that series. I've not watched the last series of basketball, but I've watched the others about NFL that had NFL. And I don't really watch NFL other than that. I had Sky Sports NFL on mute yesterday when there was nothing else on after the football, but I didn't have anything else on. So I'm not really into that. I'm going to be honest with you. Football, basketball, MMA, and women hockey. So if there's a big boxing fight, yeah, I'll watch boxing. My uncle loves UFC. Like, he was watching it before. It might have been last night. He was watching it. He watched it all the time. Do you know what I mean? Every week or whenever it's on BT Sport, and pays for the pay-per-views and things like that. If there's a big boxing fight on, I'll watch that. Like, for example, if Joshua and Fury fight, I'll watch that. Pacquiao and who was it? Pacquiao and Mayweather. I remember watching that. Currently watching Wild Cards. What do you think? How much is a massage? And I might do it for some enjoyment. That's one thing that I need to write down in my notes. You've just reminded me because I need to write that down. I've got all the research about the massages and what the massages are about. I've just not got down to writing the prices down, so I'll write that. Okay. I've got a question to ask you. Some same go to it in February 2020 watching Super Bowl. Watched Tampa Bay versus Chiefs. If you're into sort of that, what is your opinion on the Buccaneers? This is a question that I was going to ask Phil Brown before. Well, not before when we were live today. If we were doing that interview, because he's American and the Glazers own Tampa Bay. Obviously, us as United fans, we don't like the Glazers at all. So, what's your opinion on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and how they are run? Keane is a fraud. That was fraudster behaviour from me. Yeah, I should have wrote that down. It's stupid from me, that. But yeah, I'll keep this watch along thing on just for most of the stream. I probably all of the streaming and make people more aware of it. But also to the 6 people that are currently in here, I'm live at 4 p.m. tomorrow with John. I'll message him. I'll drop him a message now. Just give me a second. John, I'm just going to drop him a message now just to make sure. Yeah, I messaged him yesterday and made sure, actually. Is the Glazers the main problem at United or is it Ronaldo? Oh, it's the Glazers, 100%. But I think, and I'm going to mention this on tomorrow's show at 4 p.m., I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would still be here if we hadn't have signed Ronaldo. This isn't to be negative or anything like that. I think I've mentioned it very briefly to you, Niall. When Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signed Ronaldo, or whoever signed Ronaldo, when Manchester United signed Ronaldo, it changed the whole plan. Ole's whole plan, the whole style of play, the whole team plan, the whole game plan, etc., etc., etc. And Ole just hadn't had enough experience to change and adapt like that. So I think he would still behave if we hadn't have signed Ronaldo. But I wouldn't go back and not sign Ronaldo and let him go to City. I still wouldn't do that. Who are my favourite Twitter accounts? So as people, there's some very, very good people that I've got to know, like as people, and speak to them regularly on calls and whatever else on Twitter. Kine, who's in this chat, has got to be one of them. There's loads. Gavin, who is often in this chat, who we will be doing the Red Devils Digest with, he is also one. There's a few accounts which is like, yeah, he's a great account. And there's also someone been helping me called UTD Clara, so Clara, and that she's been helping me sort of gain followers and gain big followers and verified followers. But there's loads of accounts. There's some people that I've got to know on a personal basis that I just like. I'm glad that I've met them. And then there's some accounts which is like, I'm glad I interact with them. CFC Freddy 2 is one that I'm glad I interact with. He basically says what he wants and jokes about most things. Do you know what I mean? He he's a great lad. He's a great lad. But I've got loads. Sui or Sue. It's Siu. It's SIU. Hold on, I think I've got that. Yeah. I slept for 4 hours before, woke up at 1, listened to the pre-match, then have snacks, then watch Netflix, then game at 3 or 4 a.m. Oh, that's that's your routine for the Super Bowl. That's a good routine. That it's a chilled out routine. That I love that routine. Ronaldo, Ryan Greenwood. I think Niall would agree with you there, Kine. I think Niall would agree with you there. I agree. Ronaldo needs to leave so Greenwood can develop. Yeah, I think so. I was watching your stream now before, and I remember you mentioned, but you basically said Ronaldo isn't immune to criticism, and he isn't sort of immune to sort of any sort of taking any flack, and it feels like he is at the moment. Like even when I'm speaking about him, I sort of try to be careful what I say in case people come in and start abusing me for saying this and that about Ronaldo or whatever. But I do agree with that, yeah. spoke to my tutor about it, and it made me low key wish Ronaldo's time. She made good points, and he'd receive a lot of service. Scored more, and he definitely scored a lot more. He'd scored about 10 goals a game at City, wouldn't he? With the amount of chances they get. See, who's your favourite troll on Twitter? Valverde Central is a good one. Kine's also quite a bit of a troll a lot of the time. I'm always telling him to be quiet. I'm always telling him this, that, and the other. But Valverde Central Kyle is a good one. There's some which say very controversial things, and they get loads of reactions from it, and it's quite funny. I find the controversial things quite funny, but I would say Kyle Valverde Central has to be one. He also ruined Bruno. Yeah, with the statistic that I've seen this weekend, yeah. I'd love him to see. I'd love to see him score more, and that would mean he gets much more goal shots. Yeah, but like at City, like especially when me and you specifically are from Manchester, do you know what I mean? I've got one of my best mates, Tom. He's been on this channel before during the Euros. He's a City fan. I can't have him messaging me going, "Oh, Ronaldo this, Ronaldo that." I can't have that. I couldn't have that. I think I'd end up blocking him off Snapchat. I couldn't have that. Also, Ronaldo fanboys need to go away. It does feel like that. Yeah, it does feel like he's very immune to criticism across the fan base, influenced by one specifically big YouTuber. I think serious questions have got to be asked about many players in the squad, though. The only way I've been able to describe how I feel currently about Manchester United, and I'm going to say this with a smile on my face because if I don't smile, I'll cry, is it's so soul draining. It's draining of the soul and your energy and you just hope. Like, it's the hope that kills. Dia says, evening, Dia. Hope you're all right. Hope you're having a good day. Good evening. Hope you've had a good day. What have you been up to much today? I'll just ask you that. That Luke Shaw easily needs to leave. No, I like Shaw, man. I like Shaw. He's a top bloke. Manchester United have still not decided if they want to sign a midfielder in January or wait until the summer. That's from Fabrizio Romano. That YouTuber also needs to leave, though. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. But yeah, we're nearly about to hit 1,000 watch hours, and that was a huge achievement. So I do want to say thank you to you guys for that support. I just sometimes I sit there and think, wow, some people have watched me for 1,000 hours. That is unbelievable. But yeah, I think that Real Madrid PSG game could be my first watch along. I could do it before. I could do another watch along before then. But that Real Madrid PSG game will be a great game to sort of introduce my watch-alongs. I'm okay, thanks. United never making my life easy for me. Yeah, United never make anything simple, do they? It's never simple with Manchester United. How are you? I'm great, thanks. Yeah, I was supposed to be doing an interview with Phil Brown today. I know I've just come in, so I'll let you know. During the time that I'm doing this stream, I was supposed to be doing an interview with Phil Brown. It had to be cancelled, though, just for specific family reasons due to Phil Brown. He's a TalkSport presenter, and he's got around 50,000 followers. So I'll try and reschedule with him. I'll leave it a little bit, though. Favourite player outside United, Tariq Lamptey. And we're being linked to him as well, man. If we buy him, and I mean this, I've tweeted this before, if we buy Tariq Lamptey, because I've been going on about him for so long, I'll buy a top with his name on it, on the back, and I'll stand up and show it you, like, or however I can show it you with the camera, show it you, and specifically, mate, do you know what I mean? I love Lamptey, so I'll show it you. I'm a Madrid fan, so have a point of view. So you'll have a point of view, assume that means. You support Real Madrid for a club outside of England, yeah. But if United were playing Real Madrid, we both know you'd want United to win, which is a dub. Lamptey simp. I am a Lamptey simp, but not in the way you're bloody suggesting. Like, I really rate Lamptey. Like, I really do. Like, I don't think. Obviously, I've always dreamed or dreamt, whichever the word is, of Ronaldo coming back before he came back. But right now, my dream player to sign for United players is Declan Rice and Tariq Lamptey. What made you start liking Lamptey? in Project Restart, which was obviously around June/July 2020, I saw him and I'd never really known much about him before, and he looked to me like one of the best youngsters with potential in the Premier League. And he got that bad injury. But I remember the game against Chelsea last season, the very first game, I think it was. He had an outstanding performance. Outstanding. I would buy him just based on that. But since then, he's also been performing very well. And if he can keep fit, I'm going to say it, I think he can live up to be one of the best right backs in the league in a few years if he can stay fit. Connor says, big up, Kian. Great to see this channel growing. Thank you, Connor. I think Connor features on All for United. Either that or, I think it's All for United. So make sure you go and check out Connor on All for United. Great to see his channel growing. I appreciate that, Connor. I hope you're having a great evening / great day. Sorry, I'm not here, just watching the best. Oh, the FIFA best is on, innit? Is it on tonight? Yeah, the FIFA best is on. Yeah, I've just realised, because obviously my brain is still like, oh, Ballon d'Or is the only one. Do you know what I mean? Ballon d'Or was with FIFA for a period, weren't it? I'd support Madrid if it's the UCL final, because then Vinny has a UCL and Martial gets another one. Oh, Rice is so overpriced. I would say he's £80 million. He's worth £80 million. I don't think he's worth 100 million. I would say he's worth 80 million. Although, if we're asking how much is he worth to Manchester United, if he signed for us, he's 100% worth 100 million. Just for the pure how he would change the team, how he would change the whole picture, the whole dynamic. It would look so much more promising with him in it, the team. I'm not going to even say that out loud because you know me, I don't praise Scousers. Yeah, that's it, mate. Thanks for the shout out. I hope you're doing well too. Yeah, I'm doing great, thank you. Can Greenwood winning the UCL? Yeah. Oh, Greenwood winning the UCL. I know the Greenwood's got a picture of when he was like a child of having the Champions League trophy in his hand. Hopefully he can do it again now he's older. Be interesting to see if Laird can replicate his form with Bournemouth, then also carry it on into the Premier League. Yeah. I've not seen much of Ethan Laird, I'm going to be honest. But from what I've heard of him, he's very promising. I'm tempted to start watching Bournemouth games specifically for that. But I probably won't be able to. I probably just won't be able to find the time. But I hope he does really well. I hope he comes back. We've had a few players. I feel like we've had a few players similar to Axel Tuanzebe in recent years, where they've got injured, or even going back to Adnan Januzaj, like coming through the academy, they've got injured. Well, they started well, got injured, and then just not really been able to pick up that sort of form again. And I hope Laird can sort of break that cycle. I really hope he can. Rooney to have it, and I hope not, because if Rooney keeps Derby up, which is possible, I think he can. Well, if he keeps Derby up and he keeps doing as well as he is, I think it's up there with one of the best achievements a British manager has done in recent times. I genuinely do. Fred winning the UCL. Oh, them vibes, man. Christensen to Barca. I didn't know about that. Is that a new rumour? I know that Christensen's contract is up in the air at Chelsea, but is that a new rumour, home of everything? Do you think any of our current players, other than Ronaldo, get into the 99 or away side? So 99 side, you've got you've got Schmeichel, you've got Neville, you've got Stam, Blomqvist, Keane, Scholes, Sheringham. I'm just naming players out of the squad here. Sheringham, Solskjaer. I can't see it. No, I can't see it. I don't think so. You've got 4 midfielders: Beckham, Keane, Scholes, Giggs. None of that. No player, no matter how good Bruno Fernandes is, no matter how good Rashford is, and as much as I love Rashford, no matter how good Anthony Martial is sometimes, it's no player. Two. FIFA best start so far. I only just got reminded that it was happening, Ibrahim. I've just seen your tweet. I've got it on my notification here. Time's getting closer for FIFA best winner. Hopefully my leaks are correct. I think it's Lewandowski, isn't it? I will try and disable that, Robbie. I apologise for that. I will try and disable that on Nightbot. McGinn to United, he is the cash for the Saints. I would take McGinn. I really would. I know a lot of people don't sort of seem to like him or think he's United quality. I think he is. Nightbot let me off. I will try and disable that when it comes to probably before tomorrow or before the stream tomorrow, because obviously we need to get that sorted. Nightbot. Yeah, I've got Nightbot on just to specifically remind people to like and subscribe and share. We're miles off. Yeah, we are miles off. Let me type Nightbot in. De Jong, Bruno, and Donny would be a sick midfield. Yeah, we can try it. I know that Donny van der Beek, the situation with Donny van der Beek is it's difficult because I don't think he's shown enough to say that he should be starting when he's come on and when he started a few games. But he's also not got enough minutes. I'm not like daft enough to say that he's not got a few minutes. Not got enough minutes, sorry. Filters, songs. I'm trying. I'll have to Google that in order to stop people getting warned about spamming. De Jong isn't even that good. I think he is, personally. I think he's one of Barcelona's better players now. No matter how bad Barcelona are, I don't think he's one of our better. I mean, I think he's one of their better players. Bruno, Donny, and McGinn. I'm gonna say it now. It's something that I've been thinking about for a while. In Rangnick's system specifically, and in a system where Bruno isn't specifically playing in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer system, where he's a free roaming 10 and can basically do what he wants. I think serious questions have to be asked as to whether Bruno Fernandes fits the system and fits the team. There's no doubt in his ability. There's no doubt in his hard working, things like that. But I just don't know if it fits. We lose the ball so many times. I remember saying it last season. Imagine you're in the Champions League final, you're winning 1-0, and you're trying to hold the ball up, and we lose the ball, and they concede from it. It's unforgivable. It's an unforgivable mistake. Serious questions have to be asked about how many times our players lose the ball. And I'm not digging out Bruno Fernandes here. What I'm saying is just serious questions have to be asked about many players, whether they fit the system or not. Marta fans want him out. Donny may not be good enough, I doubt. But Fred, Matic, McTominay, Fred, Matic have got like 1,000 opportunities. Oh yeah, no doubt that Donny deserves more opportunities. I'm absolutely not doubting that. I do think there's a reason why 3 managers have refused to start him, though. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer refused to start him. Michael Carrick refused to start him. And now Ralf Rangnick's refusing to start him. I do think there's a specific reason for that. You need someone deep who can play deep and connect to defence and attack. A bit like Ander Herrera. Someone who can keep possession to help allow Bruno to be a risk taker that he is. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right now, we can't afford to be losing the ball the amount of times that we do. It's so frustrating. Like, it's an opportunity wasted. It's a goal conceded because of it. And it's not only that, but it ruins our momentum in the game. It ruins the confidence of some players. And how do we solve this situation? Because the amount of times that we lose the ball, I remember at the start of the season thinking it's just McTominay and Fred, the partnership, that lose the ball. And it's not. It's the whole team. That tells me either they're not trying, they can't be bothered in training, or they're just incapable of passing the ball correctly. And surely it's not all of them. Surely there's a problem in training. Surely. I've never known. It's probably the most frustrated thing watching United for me. I've never known a United team to lose the ball so much. I don't know if I've ever watched any team lose the ball so much, professional team in the Premier League. It's proper frustrating, man. Proper frustrating. You're saying Carrick. Well, the week that we had under Carrick was better than how we're feeling under Rangnick. I'm starting to think more and more, was it Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's fault? And John, who I've got on the podcast tomorrow, is a big advocate of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, or was a big advocate of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I was. And I'm going to be asking his opinions on it. And I've got a feeling I already know some of his opinions on it, but I'm going to be asking his opinions on it. I find Bruno giving the ball away frustrating, but he takes risks. You look at certain players backwards, sideways, slower, slow on moving the ball. Yeah. So like McTominay, Fred, Matic, I would say Shaw to a small extent. Maguire is definitely very slow on moving the ball. There's a lot of our players that are slow on moving the ball. I feel like one player who Rangnick has helped progress or make progression is Mason Greenwood. And I feel like Mason Greenwood, you look at the pass that he made to Fred, the simple pass that he made to Fred on Monday, last week, Monday, against Aston Villa, for them Fred to make the assist to McTominay. Greenwood wouldn't have previously done that, I don't think. So I feel like Greenwood is progressing in that sense. But yeah, I do agree. I think Niall put it perfectly there. We need someone deep who can play deep and connect to the defense and attack. Someone like an Ander Herrera, someone like a Michael Carrick. Carrick should have stayed in the staff. I think so. I think if it wasn't for these players putting in less and less commitment, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would still be here. And I'm not saying Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the best tactically or anything like that. I just think he would still be here personally. Yeah, this is my first streaming, my first actual stream. Obviously, I'd done the video for Fabrizio Romano. My first actual stream in how long now? Is it 12 days? I think. Favorite movie, Spike Islands. A lot of United fans will like this. I know Kine knows about this. So there's a group. There was a band. I'm not sure if you know who. I'm not sure if you know who Stone Roses are. They were a band from Manchester back in the 80s and 90s. It's about a group of lads trying to get to one of their gigs, but they support United. A group of lads, a group of friends, a group of teenagers trying to get to their gig at Spike Island. And I recommend you check it out. It's not actually on Netflix. It was on Netflix. I purchased it off YouTube because I want to watch it more than I want to sort of go on a free movie site and whatever. But yeah, it's a great movie. It's right. It's right. They went, in my opinion. Also, backing Ralph till the end. Players are a bigger problem. Yeah, we're gonna get champagne. Yeah, 100%. I'm backing the manager. You'll never see me say this manager out. Insert manager name out. You'll never see me say that. I'm a big advocate of backing the manager to the end. I feel like saying insert manager name out. It creates such a toxic atmosphere. Not the club at the specific club, but like the ground. But it creates such a toxic atmosphere online. I've said several times when during the last month of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's reign, it was unbearable online. Like, it creates such toxic atmosphere. In my opinion, there should be no manager in, manager out, Ole in, Ole out. There should be just back the manager. Just back the manager of your club. I didn't. What I said was he probably should go. I didn't say that. I'd worded the video probably Ollie out or something similar to that. Ollie in, Ollie out. I've got a video called something like that. And I backed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to the end. I'm notoriously known for that. I'm notoriously known for still saying Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It wasn't Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's issue. The problems at this club. My favorite all-time movie has been Back to the Future. Always been Back to the Future. I've never watched that actually. Well, I've watched clips of it on Gogglebox, but I've never actually watched it. Insert manager name is good. Me too. I backed Ollie to the end too. Gonna do same with Ralph. Yeah, 100%. I remember there's a tweet from like 8th of November from me saying Ole Gunnar Solskjaer probably should leave in the sense of after we lost 5-0 to Liverpool, your job's sort of untenable at that point. And that's not to say, I want this manager out at all costs, etc., like some people. It was just that looking at it a logical point of view. And even my uncle said it and he was even less critical of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer than me. And how do you really get less critical than me of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? So it's sort of a situation where he probably had to leave, but I think he had to leave because the players stopped playing for him and stopped showing as much commitment. Tea lady out, exactly. I think there's been complaints, haven't there, today about the dinner. A United fan, a United player said the dinners in the canteen are shit or shite, something like that. There was a quote from Sam345, something like that. You're not going to catch me out of that one, Robbie. I start to read them in my head before I put them on, but I won't read super chats in my head when I end up getting super chats. Literally just noticed you are streaming along. I hope everyone is well. Yeah, Gavin, we had to do just as you've joined, we had to do a cancellation with Phil Brown, and it just couldn't be helped. It could not be helped at all. It wasn't his fault. So yeah, it just wasn't his fault. But I hope you're well too. Magic kicking off about getting free food. Your players are so entitled. Yeah. Egos, man. Egos. I'll read your message after I've just received your message, Gavin. I'll receive it after the stream. I'll read it after the stream. I probably will end the sort of stream in a minute as well, by the way, because I've just got a few things to do. I've got to clean this room. I know you can see my bed right now, and it looks quite tidy from what you can see. But there's clothes on the floor. My bin needs emptying. Here's a question. Do you reckon any of Ronaldo's kids will play when they're older? I reckon so. I don't know if they'll play for United, but I reckon they'll play because Ronaldo's so obsessed and they won't be having any McDonald's or takeaway like I am tonight and I do most nights. They won't be doing any of that. Hopefully we'll rearrange and come on at a later date. Yeah. Make them pay for their lunch unless they win. Yeah, something like that. Or dock the wages unless they win. Or something my driving instructor said, which is literally impossible, but should be implemented, is set a sort of wage of £100,000 per week and then give them bonuses if they reach this target, if they reach 15 goals, for example, or if they reach 2 goals in 5 games, for example, something like that. Give them a bonus, things like that. It'll give them more of an incentive to play well. The dream is for Kai Rooney or CR7 Junior to come on their debut and score a winner against the Scousers. Oh, mate. If I have a kid then at that point, which is possible, but we don't know, I'll be educating my kid about Wayne Rooney and CR7 Senior and educating them about Kai Rooney and CR7 Junior as well, because obviously we see Kai Rooney score 4. Well, we've not seen it on video, I haven't anyway, but we've seen a screenshot that Kai Rooney said he scored 4 in one game for us, obviously for the youth team. I'm gonna end the stream there though, guys. I do appreciate you it was a scuff stream. I do appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure you tune in at the stream tomorrow, 4 p.m. Premier League game week review with John, the United Way. I will be streaming tomorrow, 4 p.m. Thank you guys.